Hi, my name is Bridget, and this is my review on the Weeknd concert. So, I went to go see the Weeknd yesterday on April 29th at the Forum. It was a really fun concert. Um, so, this is kind of like my story time, my first time doing a review on a concert. So, here we go. So, I went to go see the Weeknd, and I also, he brought with him Kendrick Lamar and a couple other rappers. And so the day of the concert, I left my house like at 3, and then I went down with my dad and my sister, and she drove us down to the concert. And I bought the tickets the day of, which I recommend doing because you can get them for a whole lot cheaper. So they were going for 130, and I got mine for 90. So we showed up like 3 hours early for the concert. We parked us at a school nearby, and then we went to go eat. And then, oh, I also recommend buying a T-shirt um, at the concert too, but not at the concert. So there's like always people outside buying it. So they're selling the shirts for 50, and I got mine for 15. And then I went to go eat at Sizzlers, and I had a burger and some and a baked potato and an ice cream. Oh, and then they also had a radio station outside too. So I took a picture there, and then I also got a CD, not a Weekend CD, but it was the 50 Shades of Grey and another rapper. I can't remember his name. So we went to the restaurant, and then after that, we went back to the car to drop off our stuff, and then we found out we couldn't park there, so we just had my dad find other parking, and then so we had like an hour before. So then we just waited outside the thing. We went through security, so they just checked our bags, and then went inside this line to get in, and then that line was too long, so they opened up another line. Just showed them our tickets. They scanned it through real fast, and my dad didn't go to the concert. He was just like waiting. So then we waited a little while. It was 7:30. They didn't let us in until I'd say 8. Yeah, 8. So then we saw our seats. They were actually really good. 215 seats, 6 and 5. And so there's 3 sections. So there's the floor, then a section above, and then a section above that. So we sat on there on the second row, which was pretty good, but we were on the back side, so we mostly saw the back of him. But it wasn't that far of distance. I don't know, but that gives you kind of an idea. And if you've ever been to the forum, that's how big it is. So then they had oh, and you can't bring a water bottle into the venue. So if you ever go to the forum, don't bring a water, otherwise you'll have to throw it out. Because my sister had to throw hers out. So what did we do after that? So after that, we just sat around waiting, kind of just rested my eyes because I was tired. Oh, and then I called my dad, and then he found free parking at the cemetery. So if you want free parking, go to the cemetery. Don't pay the $35 to park there. It's just a mess and a waste of your money. So then he had an opening act, and it was these two little guys. Well, this one little small guy, and then this other big guy, and I forget their names, but they do the. Well, anyways, they went. Well, think of the song they did, and then they had this other like heavy set guy like jump in and everything, and then they're like, everybody put your middle fingers up in the air. We're all waving our middle fingers up in the air, having a bunch of fun like that. So there wasn't actually a lot of people, but then the Weekend didn't come on till 10. No, 9:30. No, more like closer to 9:15 maybe. And then it was awesome. They had like this giant spaceship, and then he came out with singing, I'm a star boy. But the thing that sucked about it was like, so the spaceship was like that, but we were on that side, like up here, so we didn't get to see him. And then he did some other songs, and he didn't really talk much. He'd kind of just say something. Oh, when he talks, everybody goes quiet because he has such a really soft tune to his voice, and he didn't really talk. He just kind of said, "Oh, we're gonna do this song next," and then he'd do it. And then he brought Kendrick Lamar with him, which was really, really, really cool. And then I noticed, because I tend to overanalyze things, that when another person was performing, he'd kind of just go like this and watch. Like he'd interact, like if this was like the band people, he'd interact with the band people like a little bit, but not too much. And he was dressed very casual. He had a white t-shirt on and a jean t-shirt and a pair of jeans, and his just hair regular. Of course, he cut it, as you guys probably know if you're Weeknd fans. And then, Putt, that's my dog, by the way, Putt. Um, so then he had like a screen here, that way you could see him. And then he would dance a little bit with his feet, kind of a little bit of Michael Jackson to him. Uh, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, so when other people performed, he was very quiet, very respectful. He would have his arms crossed like this, and for a minute, it was like he was taking a role of an audience member for just a brief second. And that was really cool. And then he like people would be like, "Hey, Weekend, I'm over here. I'm over here." Wouldn't really like acknowledge them or anything. He'd kind of stay very focused and just watch who was ever performing. Like he didn't steal the spotlight. Like I know some stars like to do that, and he sounded really good. And I could tell that it wasn't auto tuned or anything because some of the S's were off a little bit here and there. So that's a good sign. But he didn't miss any of the notes, they were all perfectly sung. And his voice is a little bit more higher pitched in person, but it sounds really good, especially at the forum because the acoustics are just amazing. And then what else did I notice about him? When he was singing, he reacted with the audience. Like he'd point and he'd like look, and then he'd go like emphasize words people like, and then he'd of course let the audience sing like most good performers do. So he it was probably one of the better concerts I've been to. I haven't been to that many, but I've been to a One Direction concert at the Rose Bowl, and then I went to a Kimber concert here in my town. And yeah, so he really delivered. He brought like three or four rappers with him, and they were all really, really good. And then he brought it like he was there, he was present, and he performed for like a good hour and a half. So I definitely recommend seeing the Starboard tour. It's really fun. Like he says, it's a party, and they had like the lights and everything, and it's just always better to see somebody in person, and especially at the Forum because it's such a small venue, and it's just like interactive, and it's just fun. So yeah, that's my experience at the Forum concert at the Forum concert the weekend. So yeah, and then and at the end everybody's like, "I'm the Weekend," and then like he left, and then we're like, "Encore, encore," and then he did like one more song, and then how you know a concert's over, and like I didn't know this until my dad told me, was they turn off the lights and then they turn it back on. Oh, and then I forgot one other thing. A very cool trick that I learned was if you want your tickets for super cheap, you get them right when the concert starts. So you might miss some of the opening acts, but if you don't care, just buy them right when the concert starts. Because my dad got his tickets for $20. So when I came back, I went to the restroom, like in the middle of like one of the opening acts. And I came back, and then my dad was there. And I'm like, "How the heck did you get here?" And then he's like, "Oh, the same guy that sold us the tickets gave us it for $20." And then actually later on, I found out that night that we paid 90, but we could have sat on the floor if we would have waited till the concert starts. So it's kind of a hit and miss because it was a sold out concert. But if you ever want to do that, you should definitely check it out. All right, thanks. Bye.